You bought gold all-time high?
There's nobody who has a faster finger on the pulse than my guy Frank.
Factors around Bitcoin that are pointing towards this thing is probably going to hit like 45.
So I would agree with you, right? I think the dollar here is a pullback. There's nobody who has a faster, finger on the pulse than my guy Frank. I get a text last night. He just sent me coin, and I immediately knew what he meant. I pulled up Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at 41,671, and I think it's not a coincidence that this happened alongside gold destroying the all-time highs in early Asian session last night. Gold at one point, at least quoted on OANDA here, reached around $2,149 an ounce. That's beating the all-time high by what is that? $75 an ounce. That's a huge jump. Now, of course, it's coming back a ways, and I'm sure that a lot of people are wondering what I am wondering. What do you guys think about gold and Bitcoin? And if you had to buy one right now, which one would you do? We'll go to let's put Frank on the spot first because he's the one who pointed out Bitcoin to me. What are you thinking, Frank?
Yeah, so I think honestly, just by looking at this daily time frame, yes, it broke all-time highs, but then proceeded to come all the way back. So this price right now would have to run like over 1.5% to get back above, just barely above this thing, which is that all-time high level, which I mean, it can do just based on gold's momentum so far. But what we saw here on this single daily candle has, I guess in terms of pace, has outpaced every candle we've seen on the bullish side. And the fact that it came all the way back down, showing this sort of hammer right here. I'm not bearish gold really, but I don't think that, the trend needs to kind of consolidate for a while before we see anything. That's just my opinion though. The dollar is getting some buy pressure right now, and this, because we run so far on gold, this is like over 14%. It's like, wow, like almost 18% from the October lows. So I would say that gold, this is like the time where people are taking profit. And I'm not sure if I like it to the long side right now. But I mean, we'll just have to see. The daily candle is really tough to look at for me. But if I did have to choose, it would be Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's the type of asset that continues to go up. It stays in a trend for a long time. And there's just a lot of, I guess, factors around Bitcoin that are pointing towards, this thing is probably going to hit like 45, somewhere where there's this significant top over here, 43. A lot of analysts are calling for, a test at the highs by next year. And when people say that, usually means like sooner. So I'm not necessarily going to buy Bitcoin either. I've held it for some time, but I think I like Bitcoin more because you look at the percentage gain too. You look at gold ran up 17-18%. Had you bought Bitcoin at the same time, you would have made 50%. So
That's just crazy. It's one of the top performing like assets across the entire like futures market. I mean, it's one of the biggest low key winners of 2023. Now, that's also saying that's coming back from the absolute dead when it was trading down at like 17,000 or something, whatever it was. But still, it's a remarkable year for Bitcoin. I mean, it's probably up like 150%. Let's see, from the lows, Bitcoin is currently trading 166% off the lows. So if you're somebody out there who, I personally like precious metals a lot from like a investment standpoint, though if you straight up look at the new age precious metals, digital metals, right? Bitcoin versus gold. Bitcoin crushed gold and silver this year.
Want to stay up to date with all the latest trading information? In the description below, you'll find the link to join our free Discord. The Discord gives you instant access to lots of helpful material like free trading courses, chart analysis, updates about what's happening in the A1 community, as well as discount codes for our other products and services. The best part, all of this and more is 100% free. So go down in the description below this video and check it out for yourself. If you're interested in upgrading to the full VIP Discord featuring our team of expert traders signals, you can use the live chat link in the description to get connected with one of our team members in seconds. So don't wait, go check out the free Discord today.
Well, we can talk about dollar for that matter. A bit of a stronger than I expected. I expected one to fall down a bit, but I just see this as pullback. I can see people be like, "Oh, what's going on with dollar today? What's happening?" Nothing much. It's just a pullback, and by the end of the week, before NFP, is probably going to be lower anyway. So, and maybe end of the year play. I have to think about that. But yeah, I just think this is just short term pullback.
Okay, that's a fair point, Ivan, and so I would agree with you, right? I think the dollar here is a pullback. It's been, trending lower. It's due for some sort of a corrective move, but I would generally agree. I think upside from here on the dollar is limited. But Ivan, here's the question: we've got similar perspectives on the dollar. But what do you think about if you were to play the dollar? You obviously have options. You could short dollar yen, you could go long gold, you could go long pound dollar, euro dollar. What's your pick if you had to, if you were betting against dollar, how would you actually approach it?
Australian, New Zealand, or pound, dollar higher.
Okay.
Because let's
look at pound dollar. Pound dollar, I'm taking a loss this morning, I think.
Did you buy that high?
I did. Well, I bought here and then I trailed and took profits, and then I tried to enter again here after this candle, and it's not going so hot. So one win.
Did it just stop
probably one loss,
barely?
though. No, it's very, very close, but not quite.
Dollar looks kind of strong. I think what's going on now is we've seen, very risk on type of sentiment, and things have been just doing very well on that side. So the temporary sell-offs and pullbacks are kind of just a part of that uptrend. This looks like an overall downtrend, and price is going to have to close above a certain level, this trend line, to start looking strong in the dollar. But if the dollar can't hold up, then I'm probably going to be looking for more risk on long trades.
Yeah, and Frank, I wanted to add some context to what you pointed out with the COT data really quick. You pointed that GBP, and by the way, for those of you who are newer to the show, Frank and Ivan and we're on every Monday together. We go through charts, setups, and I just want to encourage you. By the way, if you're not already in our Discord channel, I mentioned it earlier. Frank, Ivan, and I are in there every day working with members. We are sharing our trades. We are sharing. Ivan does coaching webinars for the group. So if you're looking for a smaller coaching session, if you're looking to actually get your questions answered and work with somebody who's been doing it for a while, Ivan below me is your guy, and all three of us, we share our trades in depth with full breakdowns and analysis. If that's something you're interested in, first of all, you can message us. We'll drop the link to our live chat support center. And also, if you'd also like to get some more information directly about one-on-one coaching, Ivan has some information about that on his YouTube channel. So we'll click the link, or if you click the link in the chat, it will take you to his channel where you can get some information about that. I just wanted to make that point in case newer people are here with us. We got 319 of you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Also, so Frank, you mentioned a couple things about COT data. GBP was the #1 in terms of money flow last week. It was the biggest winner. There was a huge shift into the pound. And if you stick with me, it's really interesting because we can also go down this list and say, well, Dow also was a huge winner. That's kind of new. It's been one of the areas of the market that has been really depressed by, all the interest rate story stuff. And now that seems to be unwinding, and the Dow seems to be benefiting from that. And then finally, look at this, gold. Big inflow on gold, big inflow on Dow, big inflow on the pound. So these three assets typically, or recently, the pound especially, the Dow, they've been really bearish in terms of COT, institutional money flow. What we see is big money is getting back in, it seems, to some of these higher risk assets. And take a look at the biggest loser. It's the US dollar. And we've been bearish on the dollar. So this has been cool to see. This is kind of a confirmation in some ways that perhaps that dollar downtrend is set to continue, because it seems like big money is loading the boat on either shorting. Actually, we could take a closer look. Let's see. Long contracts, very mild increase in long contracts, but this is the big one. Number of short contracts. They increased 1865 short contracts. That's, of course, futures contracts on the US dollar. I mean, that's a big increase. And I believe that's like in multiples of 1,000 or 100 or something like that. But it's a big short increase, and overall a very bearish week in terms of institutional money getting short the dollar, long pound, Dow, gold, euro, SPX is up there, silver is up there. So very interesting week. And please feel free to pause the live stream if you want to look closer at this. And also, I will mention, if you guys want a free trial of this software, you can actually get that now. Chandler, can you drop the link in the chat here for us to get a free trial? If anybody would like to get a free trial, they can do so on our website. Go to a1trading.com. It's in the top right of the screen, or in just a second, we'll have that linked in the chat for anybody who would like. How accurate is the Edge Finder for one trade? No holy grail systems here or anywhere, right? There's no system that can perfectly predict what's going to happen next in the markets. Otherwise, we'd all be using it. But the Edge Finder is a great way to confirm lots of data and tools. So again, there's your plug. Free Edge Finder trials are now available on our website, a1trading.com, top right, click the free trials, or go to the Edge Finder and click the free trials on that page. And we'll have the link here shortly for you in the chat. Ivan, NFP later this week. Frank was mentioning it just a little bit. What are your thoughts this week for the dollar? Like, what already we're seeing some rejection after you pointed out. We're tagging a little bit of resistance. What are your thoughts on the dollar?
You bought gold?
I did.
You bought gold all-time high? Okay.
Well,
all right.
I was trying to buy the absolute all-time high, but I missed the all-time high. I was trying to buy it right up there. No, I'm just kidding. I did buy briefly before you came on, Ivan. I bought gold here, and I mentioned that my second attempt would be here, and my third attempt would be here at 2,000. So I have 3 planned attempts to buy gold. Yes, it may seem high, but I think we have momentum. I think we have a pretty good catalyst with the interest rates, the rate cuts potentially starting to get priced into the market. So I do like gold on the long side, and we'll see if I'm right about that. It is an aggressive buy, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay. I didn't know this. I didn't know you were buying gold. I thought you told us to wait.
I did.
Wait for deeper pullback.
Small position. Are we coming to the close of the S&P story, or is this just normal consolidation? What do you have any trades that you're watching on indices, SPX, NAS, whatever?
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing with gold and Bitcoin, I guess. I don't really want to buy anything right now after this kind of run, and especially, gold hit its all-time highs and went way past it too. There is momentum. It doesn't mean that you can't keep riding this momentum wave, but I think it just comes down to waiting for the setup to happen, because nothing's really telling me that it can go higher or lower. So it's just going to have to make its own move for me to start to decide whether I think this is going to go one way or another. So I'm waiting on the indices, probably, just a little further down to see if I can get a test at support. I'm in euro dollar, which is it was going well on Friday, but today it pulled all the way back. So the risk on assets are just not looking too strong right now, and that doesn't mean it won't, change for the rest of the week. But we have, big news coming up, and a lot of that anticipation is putting pressure on a lot of things. Because if we see higher NFP, that's not what we want to see.
Right.
See higher PMI, also not really what we want to see. So I don't know. This looks like the run happened. You and I caught a good bit of that run, and yeah, I think at this point it's a whole lot of waiting for me.
Yeah, and I think in terms of adding my take on the indices, it's not something I would be looking to add to, build a bigger position. We've been pretty clearly bullish on them in the last few months, but and I clarify, a few months. I was very wrong in October about it, but November we caught most of the move, as you mentioned. For me, it's hold on to this trade unless we break support. If we break support, I'm out of that. It's been the same story for a while, but I kind of agree. I mean, in terms of like, if you're watching the S&P, it's sitting at pretty big resistance now. It's really got something to prove if it wants to go higher. Like it has to clearly break through that level. We are seeing a little bit of rejection as we come into that structure of resistance. So we'll watch the S&P as we again mentioned earlier. We have PMI numbers tomorrow. We have JOLTS jobs tomorrow. We have NFP on Friday. So it's possible, Frank, that we could just be seeing a little bit of consolidation, a little profit taking before some of the latest round of economic news that comes out here in December. So I guess, Ivan, what do you think on indices? Do you have any opinions or positions on them?
Not really. Positions, no. I never got it. I was never there. And it hasn't really given me a pullback I want to see. So to me, it's just, I'm just left high and dry, So like being left by your girlfriend, but dumped in the dumpster, but nothing else than that.
It happens. But you caught the yen pairs very well. So where you got the yen pairs, I think Frank and I are a little more on the indices. So nobody catches them all, right? And as many people may be feeling a little bit of FOMO with all the markets that are just going, it seems like everything is rocketing right now. Overall, if you feel FOMO, if you feel that pressure, just take a breather. Markets, there's always going to be another big move that comes, and you just have to position yourself and be patient. So
don't forget to check out the links in the description if you want our broker recommendation, access to our free Discord, free Edge Finder, or want to chat with us on Telegram. Remember, you can watch us live in the markets every morning starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and we have lots more free trading tools and content available on our website, a1trading.com. Thanks for watching.